Yo, haha. Well, today is a momentous day. Today is an amazing day. You know why, everybody? Because today is the grand opening day of new computer parts. And so, what do we got in the mystery box today? New mystery box, everybody. What's gonna be? Let's take a look, shall we? New egg, so maybe there's a new egg in there for Easter, of course. It's an Easter egg, right? Let's see what kind of Easter egg we find. Ooh, packaging, good. Oh, more packaging. No eggs. Where are the eggs at? Oh, even better than an egg. The new Ryzen 7 7800 X3B. How about those eggies? Oh yeah, can't wait to pop this in, baby. She's in there, like swimwear. You already know. You know what I'm saying? You already knew. It's game time. Game time. Yeah. So here we are again. We're back. And my excitement couldn't have been even any stronger. You feel me? When I was like, yo, got that new 700X 3D. About to pop that in. Let's go. There was only one problem. I was popping it into a gigabyte motherboard. And apparently, this is a footnote or afterthought. I didn't hear about this. And I kind of follow the tech news as much as I can. I follow all those guys that do all the tech news stuff. But I didn't hear about this. The fact that the 700X 3D V-Cache, the newest release from AMD, the fastest gaming CPU in the world, isn't supported on all of our motherboards. So that was astonishing. Take a look at this and see why I was like, oh man. So we're back, guys, and this is incredibly frustrating. After looking at that article on Reddit, I don't know if that came out before or after I made my purchase, but basically it just lets you know you got to look up the SKUs, the CPU SKU, and relates to the motherboard, because I mean that's a little silly that I'm gonna have to switch this CPU, the 700X. I was so excited to play on my Asus board. I'm sorry, my 59X was on this one. I'm gonna have to switch it back to the gigabyte board. It was in this board, and switch this 700X 3D back or into this Asus board. But for someone who doesn't have another board or the other processor, that would be incredibly frustrating. And so I feel you out there. If you're someone having to deal with that, where you have to either return the chip that you bought for gaming and get the other chip that's slower and more expensive, or having to switch out your motherboard in order to take advantage of the chip that you bought specifically for gaming. You know, I feel for you, and I don't understand what these manufacturers were thinking by not all being ready to support the various motherboards that they put out for the AM5 platform. And so we'll get this switched out, guys, and we'll take it from there. Man, here we are. So luckily I have the same type of cooler, similar board. boards, but they're just AM5, new AM5 boards. The two Corsair coolers are the H100i Elite LCD coolers. Both these systems have the recommended Expo 6000 megahertz G-Skill RAM. And so we're gonna go ahead and rock and roll and switch out the 7800X3D from the Gigabyte Aorus Master, the X670E. We're gonna switch the chip and put it into this ROG Strix X670E Gene board. We're gonna take the chip, which is the 7950X3D, and pop it in to the Gigabyte. So this is not something like I would say a normal enthusiast would be able to do, but I'm an extreme enthusiast. As you can see, they're two extreme boards. But it's incredibly frustrating to have wasted all my thermal paste, which the new one I'm rocking now is that Cryo Nut Thermal Grizzly, like thermal grease. This stuff is pretty potent and not too expensive, so I'm gonna be rock and rolling with that. But yeah, it's still incredibly frustrating to have to switch CPUs. Imagine if you were someone who didn't have the other board, or someone who didn't have the other chip. So, and both of these boards have the 990SD. So, we'll see, man. Yeah. All right, the old swaparooski has happened. So as you can see there, I've now got that Ryzen 9 7950X 3D placed into my Gigabyte board, my Aorus Master, my X670E Master, and I've got my 7 Ryzen 7 700X 3D placed on my ROG Strix board. Hopefully now we'll go to get a boot, and hopefully now we'll get the performance we're looking for, because I was finally able to update the BIOS. So if anything, this chip wasn't allowing me to update the BIOS. I used this chip and I updated the BIOS. So now we just have the fastest BIOS here. I think we have the fastest BIOS here, or the latest BIOS. We'll check on that. So we should be rocking and rolling. All right, kiddos, wish me luck. You got the AM5 board here, X670E Aorus Master with the 4090. That's the Gigabyte 4090, the WindForce edition. The CPU is at AMD 7700X 3D with the 6000 megahertz AMD Expo enabled RAM. Over here, it's Challenger. The 7950X 3D is that CPU in there, and that GPU is the 6900 XT, same 6000 megahertz AMD enabled RAM, Expo RAM. Okay, so both of these systems are dope. One is an all AMD system, one NVIDIA with a DLSS 3, DLSS 2, ray tracing, whatever AMD offers. We'll find out. They offer a lot of new stuff too, FSR too, I think, and a few other dope features. I like my Corsair Elite LCDs. They're very easy to use, put and install, and they're very efficient. The Corsair software is efficient, whether you're on Intel or AMD. So let's have some fun, shall we? I know it seemed like I was crying over sour milk, but it clearly is not listed here. There's no 7800X 3D, just the 7950X 3D and the 7900X 3D on this particular board, one I have. Guess I'll just have to wait till when they support it.